Good morning. This is going to be another video, and it's going to be on embossing. To get started, I'm going to left click on the circle icon over here on the manual tools, and that gives me the list of menu control panel. The area is what I want. I don't want the auto judge. I'm going to change that. I'm left clicking here, folks. I'm going to change it to complex. I'm going to left click on color because I want a different color. Click on the three dots and change it to pink. Okay, that. My tool is set up now, and I'm going to create about an 80 millimeters circle here. That looks like about right. And now I'll double right click to get rid of the tool. I'm going to click on the space bar to get me, well, right click first, select it, then click on the space bar to get me the area object stitch properties. I'm going to change the complex, click on complex tab, change this to 140. I'm going to change it to 140 degrees stitch direction to minimize the break along stitches in the actual embossing. I'm going to use smooth edges. Okay, out of that. Based on experience, of 140 degrees will minimize the break along stitches. Now I'm going to put the out tag up here so it also all the way across without stopping in the middle, and generate. Now I'm going to go to my blocks on the building block display at the bottom, and I'm going to use the generations icon by double left clicking on it. I had put that there earlier. Now I'm going to I can't see it, so I'm just going to left click one time to anchor the right side, left side, left click again to anchor the right side. I'm going to hit the escape key to cancel the additional occurrences. And now one more thing I need to do is I want to frame this with a circle, and I'm going to use the create outline from area edges to do that. And I'm going to use Satin Border, which is a line property. Okay, and I want to change this offset to a -5.0 because I want the circle, the black circle, inside that pink area. Okay, to get out of that. And now I'm going to right click over here to assign the black color from the needle in the icon to the object that I'm creating here. I'll generate, and that'll take care of that for me. Now I need to go into the area view outline. That's where I need to go, and I'm going to change this Satin Border line property to an area. Create area from line. It actually creates me two lines in my film strip, and I want to change this to a 1 millimeter wide. Okay, that, and generate. And I don't really want two of them, so I'm going to left click on the first one, the one I didn't really want, and do a Control Delete to get rid of it. Now I have a satin instead of a satin border, which is what I wanted. Now the next thing I need to do is align this thing, so I'm going to draw a box around it with the left mouse button, and it's pretty close to being in line now, as you can see from these dots here, but we're going to make it better. So I'm going to click on Edit and Align and Distribute, and then I'm going to use the Align Vertical first. Okay, and then I'll go back and I'll do an Edit, Align horizontally, and now it's aligned, and you can see those dots are in a straight line there now. That means it is that way. I left clicked off the side to get rid of them. I'm going to put them back now. I really didn't need to get rid of them, I guess. And now I'm going to left click on the group icon down here to group them. You see, now I only have one dot. That's because they're all together as a group. You see that? I did that for a reason. The reason being, let me get this in the center of the screen, guys. The reason being, it guarantees me that when I do the embossing that it's going to stick as well, because they're all grouped together. Now it would probably work without me doing that last step, but I prefer to be on the safe side. Next thing I want to do is left click, select these, left click one, hold the shift key down, and left click the bottom one. They're all three selected. Now I'm going to do a copy to the copy buffer here. So I left click on copy out of edit, and that they're in a copy buffer. And once they're in a copy buffer, I need to delete them and get them off the screen because I don't need them anymore. I'll use them as a copy when I paste them back in. Now the next thing I need to do here is go into the view again and use a view embossed. That puts a blue capture circle, I call it, around the object. And now with it there, now I can paste these items back into the screen. So I can do an edit, paste, and there they are. They're different. They're not filled anymore, but that's the way it is for embossing. Okay. Now I need to select them out of the film strip again, and this film strip has changed. Now it is a film strip for embossing objects, if you will. So sort of soak that up a little bit. Okay. Now I can, with them selected, use the same technique for selecting them. I can press the the space bar, and it'll show me the different options I have for embossing. Emboss property is the name of the screen. The first one is border, which will just give you a little row of dots around each of these red lines. Just a little row of dots. They're actually stitches, guys. Okay, they're not really dots we put on the screen. They're stitches. Okay. Split is another word for stamp pattern. You can use stamp patterns as the fill medium for larger embossed areas. It doesn't fit ours too well because ours is fairly narrow. Okay, raised fits us because it has a more of a satiny look going across these lines here. You'll see how that works. That's the one we're going to use. Recessed is for larger areas also, and it gives you a pattern of 0.4 to 0.5 thereabouts spacing of stitch points inside a filled area. It looks nice. Since I'm going to use raised, I'm going to click on that. I'm also going to put a check mark in front of break long stitches and OK that, and then I'll generate, and you see a little change in it, but not a lot. You don't see a real change until I turn on the 3D button here, and now it just reaches out and grabs you. Okay, so to speak. Okay, now since we're through with the embossing, completely through with it, look at the detail on that needle there. Isn't that nice? Okay, a little bragging there, guys. Now I can turn that off. I'm going to turn it off with the icon up here, view embossed icon. It does the same thing as the view embossed over here does out of the view panel. Now I want to show you a little bit about this guy. It'll stick. You know, by stick I mean the embossing stays put when you move it, and it'll also hold if you resize the thing a little bit. I think I have time to do a little resizing. Yes, I have a couple minutes here. So it's got black dots around it already. We're all ready for resizing. Now when I click on the resize icon down at the bottom, there's probably a resize up here under edit too, I think. Okay. I can change this 80 that I started out with to 100, and I can OK it here, and it jumped up big. Needs to be generated again to fill in the extra stitches, and there it is. And I'm going to take this off and put the stitch nose on, and maybe you can see in there where I have some break long stitches. You see, not bad, but they're there because the stitches are a little long going across here in this case, so we break them a little bit. There's a couple of other spots like that. Very minor situation, and it's necessary regardless of whose software you're using, ours or anybody else's. And now I'll go back to full size here, and guys, I'm just about finished here. Go to 1:1 here, and I'll move this over here to quick like that, and then I think I have another logo up here that I can show you that we might do at a later time in my building blocks. That's about it, guys. I thank you for your time, and I hope you've learned a few things, and we'll talk to you again.